I just figured I'd show this real quick. It's one of those plastic carburetors. The inside of the bowl did have, you know, a little bit of trash and watery gas. But everything else, like the main parts of this part, weren't really bad. Even this, looking at this, it didn't look bad until I got this piece off and looked at the emulsion tube. And take a look. There's your problem right there. Those are all blocked up. So that's what was stopping this from running. Right there. That's why you have to take this off, because if you don't, you won't find it, and that's where it's hiding. Good old ethanol, because see, ethanol starts to go bad after 3 months. So within a 3 to 6 month, within that 3 to 6 month period, usually, this is what your ethanol and gasoline will do to your carburetor. Now, old gasoline before ethanol, sometimes you could get a year, 2 years, even 3 years out of gas before you had to worry about that type of stuff. You know? Now, if you let old gas go bad, you know, 7 years, then it would cause, you know, that old, that dark varnish, that color that you don't see anymore, you know. But see, that's why, in my opinion, the state should offer non-ethanol at some of these locations for machinery. They should have known from the get-go. Non-ethanol is perfectly fine for fuel injection, no problem. But when it comes to a carburetor, ethanol is the root of the majority of problems with machinery. It's a fact. So let me get back to it. I'm in a really good mood. I just had a couple people come over. One that was a pretty good friend of mine. I haven't seen her in over 15 years. And the other one, I haven't seen him in 10. So that was nice to see. Alright, it's all cleaned out. It's ready to go back together. He might get his machine back tonight. That's how quick that was. That's why I want to start taking in repairs. It's really quick, really easy money. Eventually switch over completely. So yeah, on this 190cc, to get that one cover off, you've got to take the top cover off to get to this screw. Otherwise, that air filter front piece will not come out of the way. That's pretty retarded. They had 4 here. There was no reason for another one there. That was just stupid. Just making it difficult on the consumer, I guess. Who knows? Thermostat, auto choke. As it warms up, this opens the choke, allowing it to run. So when it's cold, it's on choke. So that'll choke the gas into the carburetor so that it starts running. As it warms up, it opens the choke up because it doesn't need it. It's a smart design. This replaced the primer, and the primer replaced your manual choke. And I think one of the reasons the manual choke was replaced was because they stopped running cables up to the handlebars when they got rid of throttles. But originally, the older mowers had a throttle with a choke, okay, because you didn't have a bail, and even with a bail, even the early ones with a bail had a throttle control. Now they run it. Able to get the shit out of here. That's good. Yeah, they run at 1 speed now instead of being able to choose speeds, and that's it. And you have to have your hands on the bail for safety. I mean, which makes sense. It's good to be safe, but you know, they do make really top of the line special mowers that have it where they have a BBC, blade brake clutch. It allows you to shut the blade off and continue to run the mower even with the bale. But those are expensive and only a few machines have them. So you can't just get any machine you want with that. I had a Toro that my neighbor threw away, an older one from the 80s. The aluminum deck version. It had a Suzuki engine, it was a really good motor, and it had the blade brake system. And it was built really well. It had a ton of heavy duty metal parts because there was a Toro recycler recently that still had the BBC option, and it was super cheaply made compared to the one back then, and it broke easy, and the engine had a special shaft for it. So I had that engine and I sold it on eBay for more than a typical Briggs Quantum would have went for it because it had a special shaft specifically for that. But we're gonna cut it here. There's really nothing else to go over. But yeah, this is the replacement for the Briggs Quantum 190cc engine that was in existence from 1984 to roughly 2016, and you might have found a few leftovers in 2017. By 2018, right, this was it. And also in 2017 too, but there were still a few leftovers. This is just the vent. The gas that's in here, I'm gonna run it with it. Hopefully it's good. I don't see why it shouldn't be. It was mainly just the carburetor, which is vented, that caused the main problems.